Maybe it wasn't the best idea to show up like an hour late to our date. I'm gonna get down and dirty and do my best to seduce Bolivardi on a cute little date between the two of us.
You know, when I said it was okay for it to be a little bit, I didn't mean 2 hours.
Well, good things come to those who wait. I'm the goodest thing you're ever gonna get. Welcome to our little date place. This is gonna be where we get to know each other.
Intertwined.
Okay, am I the big spoon here? I'm usually the little spoon. Am I the big one? What do I do? Like,
okay. If you don't, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. You're right, Ballsy.
So
I gotta do that.
Now you can see me, right? Kind of intertwined.
You know, I ever tell you the story of the time I convinced my mom and brother that my teacher's dog was blind? Well, the story goes something like this. I was in math class in 3rd or 4th grade, and my teacher, he was this bald dude. He taught us math. He bought a little black lab puppy. And I didn't feel like the story was interesting enough because every day when I came home, my mom would ask me, oh, what happened today? What'd you do today? And I thought just telling her that my teacher had a black lab puppy wouldn't be like interesting enough for her, so she wouldn't care. So I said, my teacher bought a blind black lab puppy. And she was like, what? Oh my God, a little puppy's blind? And I said, and at this point I realized I was in it. Like I just had lied to her face. And I was like, oh shit. So I said, yeah, she's blind and he's taking care of her. And then, you know, I thought it was over. And every day, like occasionally she'd ask me how the blind dog is and I'd say, oh, it's fine. And I thought, oh, it's over, right? I can just get away with this. I just won't bring it up anymore. And then there was a parent-teacher conference. And my mom met with my math teacher and she opened the conversation with, you know, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's really, you know, admirable that you would take on a blind dog and like teach a blind dog and have that in your home. And he was like, what? And I was sitting there sweating bullets. I was like, oh, and for some reason, I thought my math teacher was cool. I truly believe that he would back me up. So I said, yeah, your dog, your blind one. And I looked at him like as earnestly as I could, like, come on, man, come on, do me this one solid ever in my life. And he looked at me with the most confused face and then turned back to my mom and said, I don't have a blind dog. And at that point, I knew I was fucked because then my mom turned to me and she said, what? But you said his dog was blind, a little black lab puppy? My teacher said, no, she's not blind. Then I looked at my mom, then I looked at my teacher and said, oh, really? That's crazy. I thought she was blind. And they both looked at me like, obviously knowing that I guess I'd lied about it, or maybe I was just an idiot, but it was such a, like, it's such a worthless lie.
It's
like, it literally gets me nothing. Like, I'm just lying to lie because I just wanted to make an interesting story for my mom because she asked me every day what I did if I saw anything cool. So then I was like, yeah, guess I was wrong. And my mom, on the way out of the parent-teacher conference, because they just kind of glazed over it after that, she's looking at me, she's holding my hand really hard and going, I cannot believe that you lied to me about his dog. Do you know how embarrassing that was? She's looking at me and I'm getting, Mom, I'm sorry. And then the waterworks start because if she starts getting on to me, I'm a little pussy, so I couldn't do it. So I started crying and I was like, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say it was interesting. I just wanted to... And she's like, you're an idiot. Then we went home.
I don't know. That's not like super crazy.
Okay.
I feel like everybody's done that at least once.
Well, how about this? I'll tell you a different story. This one's actually crazy, Bully. So, one time, I was hanging out with my mom, and we were in the car. It was a ride home from school. I was in the 4th or 3rd grade, and I remember she was asking me specifically, like, oh my God, did anything interesting happen today? And I didn't have anything to say. So I thought to myself, okay, what can I say? And I said, oh, my teacher, he just got a new dog, which was true, but I didn't feel like it was interesting enough for her. So I thought, oh, I got to add something to it. So my little kid brain thought, what can I do? So I said, oh, it's a blind dog. He just got this little blind black lab puppy. My mom said, oh, that's so cute. I can't believe it. That's so adorable. And I was like, yeah. And I realized at that point I'd lied, right? And so occasionally she would ask me about how the dog was doing. And I'd say, yeah, I was doing fine, like whatever. And I just kind of like would brush over it. And then eventually there was a parent-teacher conference. And when I went to the parent-teacher conference, oh my gosh, the first thing my mom did when she was talking to my teacher, she walked up to her and said, oh my God, I've heard so much about you.
He
Like,
asked
it's
about it,
really
right?
admirable. Yeah, it's really admirable that you're.
Yeah.
How did you know? It's really admirable that you take care of a blind dog. And my teacher, he looked at her with the most confused expression on his face, and he said, "I don't have a blind dog." And at this point, I looked at him, and then I looked at her, and I looked back to him, and I thought to myself, surely he'll do me this
Like,
solid. He's a
please,
cool guy.
please.
And so I looked at him, I said,
Yeah.
"No, your dog, your blind dog that you have?" And he looked at me, confused, looked back at my mom and said, "Nope, I don't have a blind dog." And my mom looked at me, and I guess I was God at this point, so I just said, "Oh, right, yeah, I guess I was wrong." And then we were walking home after it was over. They kind of glazed over it. She was holding my hand really tightly, and I remember she looked at me. She's like, "I cannot believe you lied to me." And then, oh my God, I got here. I was just like, the waterworks started. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. I felt so terrible. I just adopted a blind dog. It reminds me of the time that I told my mom my dog's puppy was blind. Now, the dog itself wasn't actually blind, but I had lied to her because I was a kid and I just wanted to tell a more interesting story.
Didn't know any
So I
better.
just didn't know. And I just she always asked me, did anything interesting happen today? So I thought to myself, surely I can just say this. So I said, it's a blind dog. And I thought, oh, this will never come back to me. But then there was a parent-teacher conference. And she walked up and asked him about the blind dog. And he said, I don't have a blind dog. And then, my mom and him both looked at me and I said, oh, I must have thought the dog was blind. Like, that must have been it, trying to save myself. And, I tried to convince him for a moment that, like, it was surely, like, maybe he'd do me a solid. And I was like, but you're a blind dog, right? And no, not at all. And then, after the conference, my mom, while walking home to the car, she was grabbing my hand really tightly and she was looking at me going, I cannot believe to me you lied that your teacher's dog was blind. And the waterworks started. I just started crying, Bolivardi. It was horrible.
I don't know why your mom cared so much. That's the real question of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to entertain my mom. I don't know. She always asks me and I can never say anything interesting. So I get worried and then I'm just like, well, surely there's something I can say that would make it more interesting. So I hope you're enjoying this little talking sesh. Thanks for teaching me how to cuddle.
I'm enjoying it a little bit.
I actually have a confession. The truth, Bolivardi, is that the dog wasn't actually blind. I only told my mom that it was. We were on our way home from school and she wanted to know something interesting about my day and I just didn't know what to say, so I told her the dog was blind, my math teacher's dog, his new puppy, and it wasn't true. And I thought I would get away with that little white lie and she seemed satisfied. But then the parent-teacher conference came and I thought he'd cover for me when she asked him. She said, oh, well, I really admire you for taking on a blind dog. That's such a good amount of work. And then, God damn it got worse because I tried to cover even more and say like, oh, your blind dog. And he just didn't pick up what I was stepping on. He just didn't sniff at all what I had going on. And it was over in that moment. And she knew it was a lie. And then at the ride home, she kept squeezing my hand and telling me, I can't believe you lied to me. And I just started crying, Bolivardi. What's wrong?
I don't need that.
What's wrong?
I don't need that.
I don't know what the problem is. They're like, what you're just saying, like, what's the issue? And I love you and I want to get married because you're my blind dog.
I'm not a blind dog.
You wear glasses. And you're a bitch.
So?
And that makes you my blind dog. And I want to take you home and I want the blind dog to be real. That's what this has been leading up to. Don't you understand? I want you to be my blind dog. The one that I made up. I also have a confession. The truth is, I have like 6 or so different spouses already. Oh my God, I finally get to spend time with Crumpet. With your boobs on my forehead, and you're telling me about how your coworkers get like slurred and stomped, like. I like hearing funny stories, like the time I lied about a blind dog.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I didn't hear about that one. Tell me it.
When I was a kid, around 3rd or 4th grade, I told my mom one time when she asked me whether or not I had had an interesting day at school or something interesting had happened. My teacher had just gotten a new black lab puppy, and I told her that that puppy was blind because it wasn't enough that he just got the puppy. I wanted to add some extra spice.
No. Yeah.
So, huge mistake because she asked about it. I thought, okay, I mean, she seemed satisfied. A little white lie, something stupid a kid would do just because, I mean, I'm a stupid kid. I don't know what to say. So, it's over. It's gone. She asked about it sometimes, never came up again until a parent-teacher conference came. Then, during the parent-teacher conference, the first thing she said when they opened up and started talking to each other was, oh my God, I admire you so much. How's your blind lab? Your little blind dog. That's so cute. You have a blind dog. And then it got worse because then he said, I don't have a blind dog. My mom turned to look at me. But Crumpets said you did. And I looked at him and said, yeah, your blind dog, trying to save myself, desperately flailing, drowning. And he says, looking me straight in the eye, no, I don't have a blind dog. And then I knew it was over because they moved on. And then from that point forward, it got even worse because Flexa VR was out in the hallway. And then she kicked me in the shin, knocked me to the ground and spit in my face and tackled me. And she said, you're a little lying bitch. And my mom clapped. You guys ever tell a lie when you were a kid that didn't have any meaning at all? You just told it to tell it and it came back and bit you in the ass? Because I definitely did. Yeah. My mom was asking me on the road home from school in the car about like if anything interesting had happened during the day. And I didn't know what to say. My teacher just got a new puppy. So I just thought to myself, whoa, holy shit, go off, an anonymous gifter.
Alright, I'm back.
I guess I won't tell the story. God damn.
Okay, what's the dog story? Holy shit.
Oh, this is a shitty story. No one wants to hear it.